What's up lads, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to run you through a full day of eating on training day calories. Currently 11 weeks out from Marbella photo shoot, which I am getting prepped for. And yeah, I kickstarted the series off this week with a full day of eating on rest day calories. And every single week what I'm going to do on a Tuesday, which is my check-in day, I'm going to give you a physique update and showcase the progress I made that week with my fat loss and physique. Okay, so getting hydrated right now, I always start the day with 1.5 litres of water upon waking with an electrolyte inside, and I'm using Bare Biology omega-3s, Bare Biology vitamin D3 with K2, squirty form. You just squirt it behind your tongue, 3 squirts, and that's your vitamin D3 with K2, and a Thrombo Max supplement for general health. Okay, so this is what I'll do right now, and then from here I will head down to the seafront because I live 5 minutes away from the seafront, and I'm going to do my morning cardio, which is going to be a 5k run. Now, I've only just recently started getting into running, and I don't think it's going to be in the mix in the later stages of this prep, maybe even like another 5 weeks of getting some runs in, and then it's just going to transition into things like cross trainer or stairmaster. All right, because I feel like running generates a lot of fatigue, and when you're dieting and when you're in the trenches of a diet, you probably don't want to be running and hammering your joints and stuff like that. I'd like to think I'm preserving me energy, especially on leg days. So I like to keep the running like kind of away from the leg days. And that's just the way I do things. So let's get started with the day. Let's get this cardio boxed off and then hit meal 1. And then I'll be doing a little bit of work after that, and then heading to the gym this afternoon around about 12:30 for pull. It's going to be back and biceps. Going to meet a mate, run through a session, and yeah, just smash the day. So keep your eyes peeled for this. Back from the run, we're going to have oats. Now, on a training day, I have oats. On a rest day, I have eggs. So what I do is I just cook the oats in water, and then I add 80 ml of water to a glass like this or a cup. Then I add 50 grams of whey protein into this to make a protein paste. Trust us when I tell you, carrot cake protein powder from Perform is literally the one. A lot of people won't trust that, but you will not go back. I've tried them all. This one's the best. Dead cinnamony, tastes absolutely beautiful, mixes really well. You're going to whisk this up with a fork like this until you get a nice creamy paste. Remember, 80 ml of water and 50 grams of the whey is what I'm using, and that creates a paste that's not too runny and not too thick, just right. So once the oats are cooked, I'm going to pour it into a bowl, and I like to use these big flat bowls like this so that I can really see what I'm eating. And I've got like a wide surface area, just weird like that. It all goes down the same, but when you're dieting, you really want to take pride in your food and your meals because it just makes it more enjoyable. So there's the base, which is the oats. Stick that on top of some scales, and then we're going to go for 200 grams of frozen blueberries. Make sure that they are frozen. And we're going to do 10 grams of dark chocolate. And then we pour on the protein paste like this. If you like it thicker, do slightly less water. And if you've got the calories, let's say you're bulking or whatever, peanut butter I would be banging on this as well, but I haven't got the calories. So watch when I mix it in. Them frozen blueberries just melt, the dark chocolate melts. You've got yourself an absolutely banging breakfast. I tell you what, it's the little things that make the difference, like being able to sit in the garden now that spring's in effect and just eat your breakfast. Right, so off to the gym, fresh clothes. The other ones were sweaty. Time to go and hit back and biceps, so stay tuned for that, and then we'll move on to the next meal. So when I'm on a cut or prepping for a photo shoot, depending on where I am in that cut, the choices that I make in terms of what coffee I'll get change, alright? Because usually what I would like is a flat white, but it's 75 calories per flat white. You have that every single day, and the calories. So what I get instead is an Americano with a splash of milk, and it comes to around 20 calories, if that. Medium size, hits the spot, and I get me caffeine fix. So now I'm gonna hit that gym. Right, we're back home, ready for meal 2, which is dinner. Had a great session there at Ultraflex, smashed back, good pump, and really sent it hard. Definitely some progressions within some of my lifts, especially upper back, something I struggled with for a while, but even after 14 years of training, like, things are still starting to click. So there's always room for improvement. You just gotta like kind of persevere and be willing to like learn and not let your ego take over. Remember, the idea with your training should be to put tension on the muscle and really challenge that muscle that you're specifically trying to target, instead of just moving away from A to B. That's how you're going to build a great physique. Okay, so with that being said, time for meal 2. Let's get cracking with that. Okay, so meal number 2, we're going to have some chicken breast. I'm going to cook 500 grams of this so that I've got both meals covered today, and then I'll be doing Greek yogurt later on. So I've got some white rice to go with it. ,100 grams of white rice. Frying up some onion because I'm going to add in the white rice once it's boiled into fried onion, just to give it more flavour. And I'm also going to include some green beans for some fibre and other micronutrients. Okay, so the white rice is cooked. I've done a terrible job of it, but what we're going to do is just bang it into this pan like this with the onions and the green beans. Could have probably stayed in the pan a little bit longer, but I'm that hungry I don't even care. I'm just going to mix it in with the onions and green beans. hungry and just dying to eat it, so lack of patience. And then what I like to do is I like to get each piece of chicken and just chop it up with scissors into the bowl straight from the air fryer. Sriracha sauce, pretty low calories, get some of that on. There's dinner, meal 2. Everyone bashing chicken and rice, just don't know how to do it properly. I absolutely love this meal, and it might just be because I'm dieting, but it is a banging meal. And what a day it is in the UK, I can actually utilise the garden, chill and eat my food outside. It's boiling. This garden's a bit of a sun trap as well, so that helps. But looks like I'm eating every meal in the garden today. What a difference. Banging. So just smash that chicken and rice, and we're on to 400 grams of watermelon. Now, this is a game changer, especially when you're in a dieting phase. Reason why is because very low calories, high in volume. Because it has high water content, it's going to make you feel fuller as well. Also, ridiculously good for your health. And that also, it's going to hydrate you. So, win-win with the watermelon. This time of year, I'm always buying it. Every single day I eat it. It's banging. Get it in you. Right boys, we're kicking off meal 3, and instead of eating the chicken that I prepared earlier on, what I am going to do is have these instead, because I've just been to the shop and I just grabbed these Heck Chicken Italia sausages. For 10 whole sausages, the whole pack is 340 calories, 10 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fat and 55 grams of protein. So yes, it's not going to be as good of quality as just straight up chicken breast, but what it will do is it will keep us fuller, and it will just provide more taste to this next meal. So I'm going to have this with some veg and some watermelon, and the last meal of the day is going to be the Greek yogurt bowl. So I'm saving a few calories for like dark chocolate, the frozen blueberries and honey. Okay, so it's going to be a low carb meal. So I'm going to bang these in the air fryer for usually 11-12 minutes at 200 degrees. Also, today's diet drink of choice will be Tango Cherry. 0 sugar, 0 calories obviously. I feel like it's quite a good tool to use in a dieting phase. Hits the sweet tooth, gives you a little bit of more enjoyment, and yeah, I don't drink these every single day, but I do drink them every other day, and I do find that it helps. So feel free to, include diet drink. So here's meal 3, 10 Heck chicken sausages, loads of food there. I can't be bothered to cook any vegetables, but I am going to have the watermelon, and I'm also going to have the diet soda, and then just wait another couple of hours for the last meal of the day, which will be the Greek yogurt bowl. It is 6 p.m. right now. The last meal will be at about 8 p.m. or a little bit after. So yeah, get stuck into these, read a little bit of me book, because I've been slacking with the education and the reading lately. We're going to get that back on track now, so let's go. Right lads, the last meal of the day is going to be the Greek yogurt bowl, which is my favourite. And what we're going to do here is get the Greek yogurt, but I am going to trial something new tonight. And I'm going to put a little bit of this Dubai chocolate whey protein powder in, just 20 grams, because I haven't tried this flavour before. So Greek yogurt's banging with just honey, but I do want to just try this, so I'm going to put in 20 grams. Hopefully I haven't fucked it up. It's going to top up the protein of the actual meal as well, so that's a good thing. In here and stir. I'm getting it all over the place. I thought by putting it in here it would actually not get messy, but boy was I wrong. So we've got it all smooth and creamy now. So that goes straight into this bowl, and I'm dead particular with the bowls that I'm using for these sort of things. So I like it nice and wide like this so that I can really see what I'm eating, just like the oats. So just creating that base there, and then we put in the blueberries. I tried something different and I tried stewing them instead of from frozen. I could be very, very wrong for doing this, but I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying shit. $20 grams of honey. And they didn't have 85% dark chocolate, which I usually have. So we're just going for 10 grams of 70% Lindt dark chocolate, breaking it up into tiny little bits like this. And there we have it. That's tonight's Greek yogurt bowl, which I'm going to thoroughly enjoy, hopefully, with what I've done with them blueberries. But yeah. Right, so that's a full day of eating on training day macros and calories wrapped up for today. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video and the physique update. All this food today came to the total of 2,250 calories, just shy of 215 grams of protein, 270 carbs, and a little under 40 grams of fat. I've showed you the physique, I've showed you the cardio, I've showed you the training, and I will be updating you on more stuff soon. If there's anything more that you want to see in particular, just drop a comment below and I'll get back to you. I'll engage, I'll respond, and yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.